Langemarck by Wilfred Campbell. This is the ballad of Langemarck, a story of glory and might, of a vast horde and Canada's part in the great grim fight. It was April fair on the Flanders Fields, but the dreadest April then that ever the years in their faithful flight had brought to this world of men. North and east, a monster wall, the mighty Hun ranks lay, with fort on fort and iron-ringed trench, menacing, grim and grey. And south and west, like a serpent of fire, serried the British lines, and in between, the dying and dead, and the stench of blood and the trampled mud, on the fair, sweet Belgian vines. And far to the eastward, harnessed and taut, like a scimitar shining and keen, gleaming out of that ominous gloom, out France's hosts were seen. When out of the grim Hun lines one night, they wrought a sinister smoke, a strange weird cloud like a pale green shroud, and death lurked in its cloak. On a fiend-like wind it curled along, over the brave French ranks, like a monster tree its vapours spread in hideous burning banks of poisonous fumes that scorched the night with their sulphurous demon danks. And men went mad with horror and fled from the terrible strangling death that seemed to sear both body and soul with its baleful flaming breath. Till even the little dark men of the south, who feared neither God nor man, those fierce wild fighters of Afric's steppes, broke their battalions and ran. Ran as they never had run before, gasping and fainting for breath, for they knew 'twas no human foe that slew, and with hideous smoke meant death. Then red in the reek of that evil cloud, the Hun swept over the plain, and the murderous dirk did its monster work mid the skiff-like shrapnel rain, till it seemed that at last the brute Hun hordes had broken that wall of steel, and that soon, through this breach in the Freeman's dike, his trampling hosts would wheel, and sweep to the south in ravaging might, and Europe's peoples again be trodden under the tyrant's seal like herds in the Perusian pen. But in that line on the British right, they massed a corps amain of men who hailed from a far west land of mountain and forest and plain. Men new to war and its dreadest deeds, but noble and staunch and true, men of the open, east and west, brew of old Britannia's brew. These were the men out there that night, when hell loomed close ahead, who saw the pitiful, hideous rout, and breathed those gases dread, while some went under and some went mad, but never a man there fled. For the word was Canada, theirs to fight, and keep on fighting still. Britain said fight, and fight they would, though the devil himself in sufferer's mood came over that hideous hill. Ere, step-born, they stood, the hero band, where no soul hoped to live. For 5 against 80,000 men were hopeless odds to give. Ere fought they on, 'twas Friday eve, when the demon gas broke down. 'Twas a Saturday eve that saw them still grimly holding their own. Sunday, Monday, saw them yet a steadily lessening band, with no surrender in their hearts, but the dream of a far-off land. The mother and sister and laugh would weep for the hushed heart lying still, but never afford but to do their part and work for empire's will. Ringed round, hemmed in, and bag to bag, they fought there under the dark, and won for empire, God and right, at grim red Langemarck. Wonderful battles have shaken this world since the dawn god overthrew this. Wonderful struggles of right against wrong, sung in the rhymes of the world's great song, but never a greater than this. Bannockburn, Inkerman, Balaclava, Marathon's godlike stand, but never a more heroic deed, and never a greater warrior breathed in any war man's land. This is the ballad of Langemarck, a story of glory and might, of a vast horde and Canada's part in the great grim fight.